Hello and welcome back to the live stream. Today we are going to be going over the Dark Matter comic book and TV series, how to create the characters, and more importantly, we're actually going to go into leveling up the characters. This is something that I haven't done before. I don't think I've ever shown how to level up in Modern Age, so yeah, we're going to briefly go over the key options for the characters. I'll show you my builds for them, and then we're going to go into leveling up, which I have to say, Modern Age leveling up is incredibly simple. Not a lot of choices, but you kind of get the feeling the characters are leveling up. In some regards, some levels in D&D kind of feel like a dud level. Some levels in Pathfinder also feel the same. So yeah, let's have a look. Now, to begin with, Dark Matter was initially a comic book series. From what I've heard, they actually wrote the comic book to promote a TV series, but we have here the comic book. I picked this up in a Humble Bundle, and it's pretty much shot for shot with what the very first episode of the TV series was. There are a few minor differences. One, the android is more a male-built android that is devoid of any color. And I believe the kid was a girl. You've got Chinese guy with his katanas, had long hair. You know, a few little character choices that were just different. However, that's about it. It was just character choices. Everything else actually seemed to be the same. It's the same story. They're flying through space. They all wake up with no memory of who they are. The android attacks them. They turn the android off. You can see here 3 finds his vault, tries to open it, tries to explode, all that sort of stuff. They go down to a planet, you know, get given a mess of food. The planet's going to be attacked, blah, 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 blah. Pretty much the first few episodes of the TV series is what you get in the comic book. So let's have a look at said comic book. Okay, in this we have 7 main characters. They are named incredibly easily. You have 1. He was the first one to come out of cryostasis, so he gets the name 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the android. Very confusing with the android. It's not 7, it is the android. But anyway, let's have a look at 1, shall we? He is the first person to come out of cryostasis. His name ended up being Derek Moss. So his backstory is he was in fact a, I don't know if billionaire, but basically he was CEO of a massive corporation. His wife was killed by a assassin or a gun for hire. So he had his shape physically altered to look like the gun for hire. He joined the Raza crew incognito, so to speak, and decided to use that to find who killed his wife and get his revenge. So going along what he does, he is the face and the money bags for the party. He's the one that has all the money, so he can purchase everything the party needs. Plus, if he ever leaves the party, the DM can use him to pretty much keep funding the party, keep getting them all that, you know, all the lucrative jobs, that sort of stuff. And he's the one that will be up front talking to most of the people. You often see him in the TV show. He is the one negotiating. He's a bit of the moral compass, but he's more the face and the money bags. So with that, our background we are going to choose is corporate. So this will give us the upper social class. We'll get +1 on communication. We can choose communication, bargaining, or intelligence business. I believe business is probably the best one to go for. And we get contacts or intrigue as our talents. We can then choose one of these or just roll. It is completely up to you guys. I like having my people just choose. Much better than rolling. He is going to choose the merchant. It is a middle class, but merchant kind of fits what he was. There was no CEO sort of thing. I mean, there could have been others that may have suited, but this one just worked well. And with that, we get communication, bargaining, same, all that sort of stuff. We also get affluent and contacts, so I'm going to choose affluent for that. This gives us our resources of 6 and our health of 15 plus our constitution. And finally, our drive will be the networker. This is meeting people, making contacts, that sort of stuff. So with that, we get contact or intrigue as our talent, and we get to choose membership, reputation, a relationship or reputation. I'm going to choose reputation and membership. And the key stats here that you want to go if you're building this character will be intelligence and communication. Intelligence for your business sense and communication to talk to people. So with that, let's have a look at a level 1 Derek Moss. So we can see here I got more communication than I did previously. I put a little bit in accuracy. He's not too much on a fighter, doesn't have a strong willpower. He's very impulsive with that. Location perception. With that, I've got membership, reputation. These can be filled out however you want. Resources of 9. So this is his affluent. He starts with 6. He gets 7 because his upper class was actually upper, so that adds it by 1. 2 for your resource. This gives you a resource pool of 9 to go with. And as you can see there, he got novice on affluent, and that should actually be expert, I believe. Yep, I'm pretty positive that should be expert, because as we can see there, if we go to contacts, we can see we get contacts, contacts, contacts. So I chose contacts of 2 levels and affluent 1 level. So we'll just save that. And that is, yeah, very low health, because only 1 constitution plus 15. He is not the strongest at all. So that is Derek Moss, aka 1. Next person we have is 2. Now she woke up, she instantly beat the snot out of 1 and pretty much stopped the life support dying. Her actual name is Portia Lynn. Her backstory is, from what I gather from the TV show, she was experimented on by some corporation. They gave her massive nanobots. This has made her an excellent operative. You know, she's got durable skin. She can survive in the vacuum of space. All that sort of cool stuff. Plus, she kind of leads the party. She is the de facto leader. Even though she came out second, yeah, 1 just doesn't have the leadership skills, 2 does. So with that, she is the party leader and the party tank. So going on the party leader and the tank, and with her backstory, I've actually made her an anomaly. So this gives her an outside social class, gives her a +1 on willpower. We can choose communication, persuasion, or dexterity stealth, and she gets living on the fringe or tactical awareness. Now, the roles for this one here: dexterity, running, bargaining, hearing, self-discipline, disguise, communication, and perception. Choose whichever one you want with that. I'll go over what I chose a bit later. We have a commander. This sort of ties in with her background a little bit more. She is very, very onto it with commanding people and with tactics and that sort of stuff. So she gets communication leadership and the talent of command and tactical awareness, plus the resources of 6 and quite a decent amount of health. And finally, her drive will be protector. She is the one that protects the party, pretty much. So this gives her misdirection and protect, as well as health, membership, and reputation. We're going to choose health and reputation for this. And the stats you want to go with is more constitution and dexterity. Dexterity for the extra defense ability, and constitution for the extra hit points. So let us jump over to 2. We can see there we got novice command, so you can help people in the party with a willpower save. Novice living on the fringe just makes it harder for people to try and find her. And misdirection, you can actually stop opponents from being able to use stunt dice. We can see we have very good stealth and constitution. This gives us a hit points of 28, speed of 13, defense 13, toughness 3. So Remember, we'll probably be playing this in cinematic mode, so that toughness will do everything other than penetrating damage. It means you get an automatic 3 to your damage reduction on any attacks taken against you. And now the resources is 4. She starts with a base of 6, however it goes down because of her background. And I've pretty much given, as you can see, everybody has a semi-automatic handgun. Alright, so that is 2. Now we are going to have a look at 3. Marcus Boone. So his backstory, his wife died from some disease, I believe it is. He is a mercenary for hire. He pretty much has gone out to get... Actually, I don't know why he joined the Raza crew, but he just wants it all. He is very much into accumulating a whole heap of stuff. Fairly sentimental on his wife or girlfriend, whoever it was. Susan, I think. Sarah, Susan, it began with S. But yeah, Marcus Boone. He will be the range DPS and the party scout. So he is the one who gets up front and tells the party what is happening, as well as your sniper range DPS. You could also add him sabotage, but most of the times he used explosives, you know, trying to blow a hole in the Raz's vault. It didn't go too well. Okay, so he's going to start with the Insurgent. This here is you were saved from a life as a sheep, and now you are surrounded by those who would see the world's evil for what it is. It's kind of your rebel, your gun for hire, that sort of background. There really should be a background for gun for hire. Maybe I could homebrew one, but you know, there it is. This is going to give us an ability of +1 willpower, the focus of accuracy long arms or dexterity sabotage, and demolition training or rifle style. Now, depending on what you wanted him for, did you want him to be more the sniper, one shot, one kill, or the more gun blazing assault weapon? I would allow my players to change accuracy long arms to accuracy assault weapons, and both will work with rifle style. And then in your benefits, you can choose from Constitution, Dexterity, or Perception, and you get Fighting, Self-Defense, Dexterity, Stealth, Communications, Unobtrusiveness, Perception, Searching, Willpower, Morale. For your professional, you are a Hunter. This sort of ties in with his scouting abilities and his range DPS. Once again, this is going to give us a range base 1, however it is accuracy bows. You can change this to accuracy, accuracy assault rifles, or just take perception tracking. Your choice. As a DM, I would allow either. It's also going to give you archery style, pretty useless if you're not taking bows, or scouting. And you're going to have 15 plus your constitution and a resources of 2. Both are outsiders, so this is not going to change. Finally, your drive. You're going to want to be a hoarder. This shows Marcus's wants to have everything. He wants to know what's in the safe. He wants to have the money. He hoards everything he has. Usually wastes it very quickly, but yeah, he'll hoard it. So this gives him the talent of affluent or observation, as well as an improvement of membership, relationship, or reputation. And when creating him, you do want to focus on accuracy and perception. This is going to up his gun attack as well as his gun damage and help out with his scouting and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so how did I create him? Well, as you can see, I rolled reasonably well on accuracy. I've got accuracy of 4. Perception, I didn't really roll too well on this guy, but I got a 4. Did I get a 4 or did I choose the accuracy? I think I got a 3 and I chose accuracy. I couldn't get perception in it, but you can see with a carbine weapon, you can get a +5 on your attack roll at level 1. With rifle style, if you brace yourself, then you get a +1 to this attack roll. So that attack roll is moving up to a +6. Scouting, if you fail a dexterity stealth test, you can always re-roll it. And observation, if you fail a perception CN test, you can re-roll it. So this is him, resources of 4. I thought that was only meant to be 2. Resources of 2. Change that. All nice and easy. Yeah, he doesn't have the same speed as 2 did and the same defense, and not the same toughness. He's not a huge combatant, but still a 2 to damage reduction and defense of 12. It's not too bad. And a health of 17. So not the healthiest guy, but yeah, I think better than 1. All right, that was Marcus Boone. So let us have a look at 4. So 4 is Ryo Tetsuda. He was the son of the emperor. I can't remember the planet. His mother-in-law wanted her, not his mother-in-law, sorry. His stepmother wanted her son to be next in line, so she murdered her husband and blamed Ryo for it. He ended up having to go on the run as an outlaw, framed for his father's murder, while his half-brother basically took his throne. With that, he is very much into the Japanese code of honor and respect, and very, very much a martial arts fighter. You can see that in the comic with the blades, and you see that with him training with his weapons and using it. He still uses a pistol occasionally. In fact, there's quite a bit where he'll dual wield a pistol and a katana. But primarily, he is the melee DPS. He's also a bit of the tank, being up front, and he is the face with his whole honor code. So his background is noble. This shows him coming from the noble family and pretty much being next in line for the emperor. This will give him a social class of upper. His ability will be +1 to the communication, helping him be a bit more of the face. And you're going to get communication, persuasion, or strength intimidation. I believe I've chosen strength intimidation just to show, you don't want to mess with this guy. You get command or inspire as your talent, and you can do a +1 on fighting, +1 intelligence, +1 willpower, or you have fighting, heavy blades, intelligence tactics, communication leadership, dexterity writing, and intelligence business. Now, in the modern age book, the katana is actually a heavy blade, so I would highly choose this if you want to go a katana wielding martial artist. That would be focused, fighting, heavy blades. We then have him as a knight. Now, a slight one with this, you got a talent of fast fury or weapon and shield style. I have changed this. I'll go over what it is, but neither of these kind of felt right. The knight fast fury basically gave you an ability to attack during a combat round if you're mounted, and weapon and shield style, he doesn't really use a shield, so made a slight change on the talent. However, focus, dexterity riding, fighting heavy blades. Actually, I think that's where I chose the heavy blades, which means I must have chosen something else for this one, possibly +1 to fighting, actually. And this will give him a resource pool of 6. And finally, his drive. Once he becomes emperor, he actually becomes quite a bit of a tyrant. He orders people around, he makes decisions, won't allow people to sort of talk him out of it. It's, very, very much a tyrant. And this is going to give him oratory or tactical awareness, which tactical awareness is going to be our primary choice for a very good reason, which I will get into that soon. And the improvement of membership, reputation, or resource. So I'm going to choose reputation and resource. Resource because of his nobility, and he's the emperor. It doesn't quite have as much money as a guy who runs a massive multi-billion-dollar galactic empire or business, but he still has the entire resource of his emperor and to him, and a reputation as the emperor's son. And if you're playing him, you want to be focusing on dexterity and fighting. Dexterity so you don't get hit, fighting so you can do more damage. With that, let's have a look at 4. So,
I chose heavy blades and intimidation, which means I must have chosen a +1 on fighting. So I actually got 3 3s when I rolled. I chose the rolling method for these characters this time instead of just choosing. I got 3 3s, so 1 in dexterity, 1 in accuracy, 1 in heavy blades. I did put a bit into strength. I mainly wanted the accuracy because he still does use a pistol a bit. So this gives him his katana, which is counted as a heavy blade, with an attack of +6, and his pistol with an attack of +3. Both do 2d6, however, it's an extra 2 onto his strength because he doesn't have any perception. Now, the weapon I chose is single weapon style. Key reason for this is if you level up single weapon style, which will be your one blade, and tactical awareness, these actually combo off each other. So, expert tactical awareness, you no longer take a deficit if you're outnumbered in melee combat, and if you have expert in single weapon style, you get the bonus of single weapon style, which goes up to +2 at expert. It actually puts it to a +3. So, yeah, when you are in melee combat, you take the activate action, which is a minor action. You're going to get +1 to your defense, giving him a 15 defense right at word go. And that is going to go up even higher the higher level you are and the more stats you have into these two. And yep, 8 resources and membership. So, that would be Rio. Let's have a look at number 5, Emily Colburn. So, Emily was on a major space station. She pretty much grew up without parents. She went around with the gang of kids that were in the space station right up until she pickpocketed somebody, thought she just got a basic piece of, well, just a little trinket, whatever. It ended up being I believe it was a jump drive schematic that you put into a ship, and instead of going into an FTL mode, it literally jumps anywhere in the universe. With that, she became very hunted. The people who created the chip wanted the chip back and wanted to kill her, so she joined the Razor crew for protection. With that, she is the crafter and engineer for the crew. She will make whatever they need. She'll help repair the robot, repair the ships, that sort of stuff. She also can build whatever is needed for the crew out of electronics and that sort of stuff. And she's kind of the moral compass of the crew. She will, she just allows, she sort of guides people on what is right, what is wrong, that sort of stuff. Being the moral. With that, we get a scavenger. He was a scavenger to begin with, just scavenging things to survive, living in the bowels of a giant space station. That we get a +1 to a dexterity, intelligence tinkering or perception searching. I choose tinkering, and burglary or living on the fringe. Didn't quite living on the fringe did suit, as it makes it hard for people to see her. However, I think I chose burglary instead. And with the benefit, you can either up your constitution, intelligence, or perception, or you can choose sleight of hand, crafting, engineering, machining, and bargaining. I believe I chose sleight of hand to show her pickpocket abilities. As a technician, it is still a lower skill, so her resources will remain at 4. This gives her the intelligence, computers, electronics, engineering, or tinkering. I'm going to choose electronics. This just shows, like, she's already got tinkering. This is going to show her just being able to build scrap electronics together, make whatever she needs out of it. And we get expertise, hacking, or making. Depends on what I chose for the next one, which penitent. So living on the fringe, theory and practice. I believe I chose maker for that. Yeah, I did. I chose maker. This gives her the ability to make things. And penitent, she screwed up. She stole from the wrong person. That got all the kids on the space station killed. Now she's trying to either exact revenge or make right. This is going to give us living on the fringe again, which I didn't choose, or theory and practice. And we get a health, membership, or relationship. With that, I chose a health, because this is the first time I've actually rolled really low. I got a -1 for Constitution, so that would have given me 14 Constitution to 14 health. So I actually chose the health bonus to offset that. So she does start with a little more health than some of the other characters. Okay, we get an accuracy of 1. She's the only one who doesn't have a handgun because she doesn't specialize in combat. So pocket pistol, it only has a +1 and it does a 1d6 instead of a 2d6. She got electronics and tinkering with 4 on intelligence and sleight of hand with 4. So she can pickpocket, she can build, she can do all that sort of stuff. And low resources with a relationship tie. So I've left these blank specifically, so if people wanted to download these sheets, they can fill it in depending on what the DM story is going to be giving you. And we get burglary. When you succeed in an intelligence security test to study a lock, alarm, guards, or any part of a security or protocol system, GM provides you with one more piece of information. This is going to be her backstory of she was the pickpocket, so she studies the guards, where they are. She knows how they are going to move around the space station, and she can go in and choose targets, pick their pockets, away she goes. Novice maker, you can use any manufacturing focus, electronics or tinkering, to make any item with the appropriate tool and access to a workshop. And then theory and practice, you can attempt a test using a knowledge focus related to the test at hand, but with a -1 penalty. So that is anything with knowledge, which I believe electronics is knowledge. Tinkering may be a knowledge one as well. I'd have to check the manual. But basically, she needs to repair the ship instead of using engineering. She can use tinkering because that is a knowledge focus. She just gets a -1 to it. It just allows her to maintain the robot, maintain the ship, and all that sort of stuff. Right, so that was 5. Now we go up the number to 6. Oh, wait, sorry. Yes, you do go dexterity intelligence, which we've gone over. 6. So Carl Varick, he was actually an undercover operative for the Galactic Police, or the form of Galactic Police, some sort of law enforcement, who was sent undercover to bring in some of the Raz's crew. He is actually the pilot and the moral compass. He's slightly more moral compass than 5. He will not take on bad jobs at all. He's very much focused on doing the right thing, and that shows his law enforcement background. And he has a natural ability for piloting spacecraft. So with that, we are going to give him a military background, just showing him working inside the military, inside the police, all that sort of stuff. Is going to give him a +1 to fighting and accuracy pistols or intelligence tactics. He's also going to get 1 combat style or observation. And we choose willpower, strength, or constitution, or we can go long arms, leadership, security, searching, brawling. He is a pilot, so being middle, that's going to drive the resources down by 1 to 3, unfortunately. His focus is dexterity, driving, or piloting. We are going to be choosing piloting for the Raz's shuttles. And the talent, Fast Fury or Speed Demon, with a health of 20 plus your constitution. And he is an achiever. He wants to make something better of himself. So that there is bringing the people in that he needs to, that sort of stuff. And that's going to give him expertise, which we're going to choose expertise in piloting, or inspiration, and we get membership, resource, reputation. And finally, you want to put dexterity in, because dexterity is what governs piloting, and you want to put perception in. This here just gives him, the more perceptive someone is, technically the better they are as a pilot. You don't see blind pilots. So let's have a look at 6. He does get pistols of 2, so his attack roll is actually 4. He has communications 1, constitution 2, dexterity piloting, so any piloting tests will be done at a +5. and intelligence security. So novice expertise in shuttles. So his expertise in shuttles, or you can have that shuttles, or you can have that as piloting. But basically, he gets a +1 bonus governed by the narrowing field, which is why, yeah, the narrowing field. So it's piloting shuttles. So whenever he is piloting a spaceship, it is a +5. If it's piloting a small shuttlecraft, it is at a +6. And Fast Fury, when you make a ram attack or attack with a weapon while in your vehicle or atop your mount, you enjoy a +1 bonus. So this is whenever he is piloting a shuttle and he wants to shoot, he gets a +1 at doing that. Shows his ability to fight while in a shuttle. And novice pistol style, he gets a +1 bonus to people close to him pistols. So if somebody is within 6 yards, that is going to be a 2d6 +3. His health is 20. Actually, we chose health for our thing, did we? We chose that. And health, so that should be 22. There we go, even I make mistakes sometimes. With a speed and defense of 13 and a toughness of 2. Right, so this is Al, or 6. Now we get to look at the android. So in this series, the android starts off as almost a blank slate. She gets a couple of upgrades throughout the series, and she starts gaining some form of humanity, which partially an illegal form of upgrades. I believe the androids that face as more human. Yeah, there were a couple of episodes where she was acting incredibly human, and it's good. You just have to watch it. So with that, we don't choose a background. Or you can, but we're not choosing a background. We are choosing a race this time. So Modern Age does have races. Most of the stuff we've been creating have been human, so we haven't bothered with that. But the rules are you can also choose a race, and each race has different benefits with it. And out of that, you choose a race, choose a background, and just pick and choose however you want. So we're going all in for the android. Oh, yes, sorry, she's the group's hacker and the communications officer. So this isn't talking to other people, this is talking with the crew. She basically has a neural link directly with the computer and with the computer on the Razor, and with that she can patch into everybody's comm traffic and link everyone up for, group talking, for planning, that sort of stuff. So she is an AI. We don't have any background as she was created. So an artificial intelligence, or AI, is a fully sapient technological person with a physical body whom organic hands built or created. Some AIs don't have mobile bodies, but this background assumes the character who does. An AI hero might be an android, is her name, a clockwork person, a cyborg, a solid hologram, or a humanoid collection of nanites, or some other wondrous feat of engineering. This is going to give us a +1 to intelligence. We're going to get strength might or intelligence computers, and we're going to get hacker or pinpoint attack. Our benefit will be strength, constitution or dexterity, and running, jumping, grappling, cryptography, or research. Now, with AIs, we get a few extra bonuses. So, what we get here is information processor. Actions you take to research something or otherwise absorb information in narrative time take half the usual time. So, say you are in narrative time, you're trying to research, instead of having to study for a day, you can actually do 2 lots of study in one day or study for 1 8-hour period. Your speed is 12 plus your dexterity. This gives them an extra boost because they are quicker. And you can speak and read your creator's native language plus 1 additional language. I don't generally play languages, everybody speaks English, so that's all easy. Okay, we are going with Tactical Corps. She was created by a corporation for tactical operations, mainly commanding the Razor, but it still applies. All right, with that, we get the focus of accuracy, willpowers, intelligence, tactics, or willpower, self-defense. This is another one where I have changed. Instead of intelligence, tactics, to get the talent hacker, you need to be able to have both computers and something else. Oh, button. Um, yeah, intelligence computers and intelligence hacking or intelligence security. So I've changed that to intelligence security instead of intelligence tactics. And your talent is one capacity slot. You can get a com link, which is a noetic slot, or a dermal armor, which is a somatic slot. Noetic slots are slots that go into your brain, so software upgrades. Somatic slots are slots that go into your body, such as armor, extra limbs, better eyes, that sort of stuff. She's going to have resources 6 and 20 plus constitution. And she's a climber. She wants to climb up the ranks. She doesn't want to be an android anymore. She wants to be accepted as a human. So this is going to give us intrigue or theory and practice, as well as membership, reputation, and resources. And when creating her, you want to focus on intelligence and strength. So let's have a look at the android. With that, I didn't put toughness in. With that, accuracy of 1. The main thing is, here we go, computers and security. So strength of 4, showing how strong she is, and intelligence of 4. This is going to give her her ability to do everything androidy that she does, especially in regards to computers. So her 1 capacity slot is going to be a comlink, written them here as part of equipment. You have an implanted transmitter and receiver able to perform all the functions of a radio and connect to the local communication networks when they are present. This basically lets her manage and monitor the crew's communications as well as talk to the Razzer. She has, once again, she can use that. Computers is a knowledge one, so she can use her computers to get a +1 on any knowledge with computers. And yeah, here we have it. One android fully created. So that would usually be the end of the episode. However, like I said, I want to upgrade everyone. So let's have a look at what it is to actually upgrade the characters in Modern Age. Now, the first thing you need to know is what type of game you are playing. With this, you have game modes. Gritty, so this is your film noir, your horror stories, that sort of stuff. You get no health improvements after level 1. Everybody starts with the same level of health. Your toughness and defense, they stay the same. Your toughness applies to only stun damage. So say you have a constitution of 4, you're only going to be able to resist 4 stun damage. Any ballistic or wounding damage, take the full amount. And resources, the GM will only issue resource improvements. Pulpy mode, which is kind of, it's a mixture of what normal D&D is and a bit more gritty. It's a little grittier, but not quite as much. You get 1 plus your constitution per level. So even if you had a -1 to your constitution, you would get 1 hit point extra per level. Toughness and defense, when you hit level 4, you get to choose +1 on your toughness or +1 on your defense, and then you alternate every 4th level. So that's level 8, 12, 16, and 20. Toughness applies to all stun damage and impacting wound damage. So that is any damage that is done in melee combat. And you get, if you've done a test that you lost 1 resource, well, you get that lost resource point back, but only 1. So if you lose 2 resources in a game during level 2, say, then you would only get 1 of those resources back. And GM rewards. And then cinematic, this is, like, say Pulpy will be your D&D, cinematic will be your Pathfinder. So in cinematic, you get 1d6 plus your constitution up to level 10, then it is just 1 plus your constitution, same as Pulpy. In game modes, it is +1 to both defense and toughness every 4 levels. So level 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. And toughness applies to all damage except penetrating. So certain guns and certain mods you can put on guns will convert them into penetrating damage. This is your AP rounds, that sort of stuff. Um, anything, yeah, that sort of damage will just bypass your natural toughness. Anything else, you take a damage reduction on. And resources, 1 per level plus the G. So let's have a look at what you get when you gain each and every level. You get a health bonus. So health will increase varying on the game mode, which is gritty of 0, pulpy of +1, and cinematic 1d6 plus constitution. You get an ability advancement. So each one of your abilities, each time you level up, you get to add +1 to it. However, you cannot level up the same ability 2 times in a row. So if you have a constitution of 5, well, of 3, and you want to increase it, at the next level, you would increase it to 4. You would then have to choose something else for the next level after that, and then go back to constitution. This is, in fact, why they have these ticks on them. That shows what level you actually improved. Okay, if you want to go over 5, it requires 2 advancements from 6 to 8. So if you wanted to go to 6, at one level you would increase it, then you would increase an alternate one, then 2 levels away you would increase, and suddenly you would get 6. And from 9 to 12 it requires 3. It's going to be impossible to get up to 12. You get an ability focus, so you can choose one new ability focus for your character. You cannot choose a new focus for the same ability 2 levels in a row. And starting at level 11, you choose a focus you already have to increase it from +2 to +3. And you get a talent. Basically, you can choose a new novice talent for your character or gain a degree in a talent your character already has. Plus, you get your resources. 0 at gritty, replenish and rewards at pulpy, and 1 plus rewards at cinematic. And now every other level, or at certain set levels, so defense and toughness goes up 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. It depends on your mode. Gritty, nothing. Pulpy, +1 to 1, and then alternate. So if you choose defense at 4, you'd get it at 12 and then a 20. Then toughness at 8 and 16. And cinematic, 1 to everything. You get a relationship slot at 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. So this here just lets you, at each level you get to build a new relationship with someone within the game universe. Plus, every time you put your communications up, you get to do this. The cool thing is, if you put your communications up or get a relationship slot, that slot is opened. You don't have to fill it to begin with. You can hold that along just in case the DM says, oh, hey, these people are here. You can be like, well, I have a slot available. Can I build a bond with these guys? Well, yes, you can. You get a conviction. So in game, using the optional conviction rules, this is optional and I very rarely play with it. Characters gain an additional point at 3rd level and every odd level. So 3, 5, 7, 9, so on and so on. And you get a specialization at 4, 6, 8, 12, 14, and 16. So specializations are kind of like talents, but they're one level above. You can really focus and specialize on something. Okay, so let's have a look at Derek Moss. At level 2, his health is going to be, I rolled a 3 plus his 1 constitution. His ability is communications, his focus is dexterity forgery, and he's going to go expert affluence. So dexterity forgery just shows how he was able to get his surgery and pass as somebody else. At level 3, I rolled really terrible, but you'll notice that has gone up to 2 because I needed more health, so I put it to constitution. And we go accuracy pistols just so he can deal a bit more regular damage. And finally, expert in contacts. And at level 4, I rolled well finally, so I got a 4 plus 12, which gives us quite a, well, not a decent amount of health, but 6 points for health. I chose intelligence. I got intelligence current events, so this lets him search the web and just, read up on things, use the market, use current events to work out where to send the crew, what options to buy, all that sort of stuff. And we've gone Master Affluent. And finally, his specialization is Executive. You acquire a membership in a new organization or advance to the next rank in an organization you hold membership in. He is CEO of one, so effectively this is like him saying, okay, I'm buying that company. And let's have a look. He's now on 28 hit points. We have increased his defense. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, we've increased his defense and we've increased his toughness. So we've done that. We still don't have much armor. Nobody seems to hold armor at all. His pistols have gone up by 4. He's now getting a huge amount of resources. As you can see, his resources have gone up to 3. And he can make contacts really, really easily. He also has bargaining, persuasion, pistols, forgery, business, and current affairs. Right. 2. What did we level her up in? Well, she got 2 plus her constitution for health. So I increased the constitution. Usually it'll be 2 plus 3, but nope, I want her to survive longer. So more health. Focus is constitution tolerance. This is going to allow her to survive adverse effects a lot better. And we took a capacity slot of dermal armor. This just shows in the TV show how armor plating goes over her from her nanites, giving her better resistance to being shot at. Level 3, we get 3 plus 4. We choose communications. This shows her wanting to be more a leader. And we got accuracy pistols so she can fight better. And we got expert in misdirection. And then level 4, we get 6. I rolled a full 6 for that, plus 5. And as you can tell, that is constitution up again. And we got fighting brawling. This just shows her ability to throw a punch when she wants to. And we got a second capacity slot, medical implants. This lets her take breathers, and when she reduced to 0 hit points, will automatically keep her alive with a free breather. Specialization. As an elite soldier, once per day, you can take a breather to recover health as a major action instead of a 5-minute rest. This basically pops off with her medical implant. It's going to keep her alive. Effectively, she's going super OP on tank ability. Right, that I'll save you. So 2, as you can see, her toughness is now sitting at 6, plus she has 1 all round for her armor. That effectively means her defense is still not as high as I would like, but still 14 is an okay defense. However, a toughness of 6 plus 1, this is going to mean she's got an automatic 7 damage reduction to all damage other than penetrating damage. With her capacity slot, this is the dermal armor, gave her plus 1 to armor rating, and the medical implant allows you to take 1 additional breather during an encounter with an activate action. It also kicks in if she's reduced to 0 hit points. And you can see she's got constitution tolerance, she's got communication leadership, which is why we put communication up a bit, dexterity stealth, and fighting brawling. And 52 health. She is a true tank. She can get in, get at the front of the fight with her stealth. Very, very, very tanky. Okay, Marcus Boone. Level 2, we are going to go with 4 plus 2 health. He's going to get more perception to get more damage onto ranged attacks. We're going to get accuracy pistols, just doubling down on the amount of guns he can use, and novice pistol style. So this is the same as 6. If an enemy is within 6 yards, you get plus 1 damage on your pistols. At level 3, I rolled pretty terrible. I only got a 2. It's better than a 1. I'm going to put dexterity up. This is going to keep him from being hit as often. And we're going to get dexterity stealth, which goes in with his scouting ability. This is going to let him get up front into the fight better. It's going to let him scout out, all that sort of stuff. And we're going expert in rifle style. And then level 4, we get 5 plus 2. I go for more perception searching just for the whole tracking capability, and expert scouting. And then his specialization is a gunfighter. You gain +1 to attack rolls and damages using accuracy pistols. So let's have a look at 3. You can see there we get a defense of 14 and a toughness of 3, 34 hit points. His handgun is now rolling at a +7, and it is doing 2d6 plus 5. This here is going to be a counting the +1 to gunfighting, not counting the +1 for pistol style. However, if they're within 6 yards, 2d6 plus 6. Just going to grab a drink of water. Water is so good. His carbine is going to be rolling at a +6. However, that is a +7 if he can take the aim action. Also, attack rolls made against people in cover do not actually suffer a deficit. Right. And expert scouting, you can perform the season initiative stunt for +2 stun points instead of 4, so that can move him up the order and pretty much keep him on top of the tower. Okay, Rio. Good old Rio, what does he level up in? Well, 4 plus 1 health. We're going to go more into the fighting. We're going to do communication deception. He is very good at deceiving people. And we're going expert single weapon style. Level 3, 5 plus 1. We're going to go dexterity to stop getting hit. We're going to go dexterity initiative. This is going to make sure he always has the first attack. And expert tactical awareness. And at level 3, 4 plus 2, which means we put in constitution. We're going to take communication etiquette. He knows how to go with the royal, the royal court. He knows how to talk to royalty, that sort of stuff. And novice overwhelm. There is a reason we chose this. It is because the specialization, martial artist, when you make a fighting based attack roll, add +1 damage to a successful hit. Now that requires you to have some sort of martial ability. I know single weapon style should count as a martial ability, but because that can be used as range, it doesn't have the martial tag. Overwhelm, however, does. So, 4. His defense is now 15. That's going to stop him from getting attacked a lot. He doesn't have as much health, but he doesn't need it as he's relying on his defense. Also, because he now has expert in single weapon style and expert tactical awareness, opponents do not gain attack bonuses for outdealing you in combat, and you gain a +3 defense bonus while you take the activate. So that's going to go all the way up to 18, and he can face 6 enemies at once. He just takes his activate action to activate his single weapon style stance. Boom, he is at 18 defense. And it doesn't matter how many people keep piling on, he's always at 18 defense. Usually, every person you get that outnumbers you, you take -1 to the defense capabilities. Overwhelm, when you make a successful attack with a melee weapon, you can take a -3 penalty to your attack, and currently his attack is sitting at +7, so that'll drop to +4, but he can add more damage into it. So it's 2d6 plus 3 for his strength. Did I get the +3? Oh yes, +1 for martial arts. So it's 2d6 plus 3. He can make that 2d6 plus 6 by dropping his attack roll from +7 to simply +4. Still enough to hit and enough to kill people very quickly. Okay, 5. With her, she got 1 hit point. Yes, I rolled a 1. We took Constitution, so that 1 didn't turn into a 0. We took Intelligence Computers, just so it's better for her to interact with the computer. And Expert in Making. Level 3, we got a 2 on our roll. We get Accuracy, just so she can start using her pistol a little more effectively. And Perception, Empathy. She started really feeling for. And Novice Jury Rigging. Level 4, we actually rolled a 5. I'm happy with that. And we're going to take a bonus into our willpower to help keep us in without, we don't get afraid as much. And we're going to get Dexterity Stealth. This is actually going to help us hide a lot in combat, so we're not reliant on our hit points. And we went to Master Maker. And our specialization is a technician. You can re-roll a failed test with Intelligence Computers, hence we took the computers, but you must keep the result of the second roll. Also, reduce the success threshold of Equipment Modifications test to remove negative quality by 1. So say you have a broken weapon, she can easily fix your broken weapon. And let's have a look at 5. Only 27 hit points. I don't know if, he's getting down there quite a bit. 3 has a decent amount, so 5, 27 hit points. She's now the weakest in the party. You can see her dexterity and her intelligence is both at 4. She's going to be able to sneak around, pick people's pockets. She's still good at computers, electronics, and tinkering, and she has a real good sense for sensing people's emotion. Her pistol has gone up from a +1 attack roll to a +2, however, it's still only 1d6 damage. She's not a combatant. And jury rigging, her new novice, is with a successful intelligence tinkering test. You can make a broken machine operational again in a single turn without the need of tools or spare parts. Right, 6. How did we level you up? Level 2, you got 3 plus 2 health, so 5 extra hit points. I'm going to up the dexterity to give us better to get us better piloting. We're going to get dexterity remote operations, so this is going to let us remotely pilot as well as pilot drones, that sort of stuff. And we're going to get expertise, expert in shuttles. Level 3, 3 plus 2 again. And we're going up with the communications. This is going to let us communicate with people in space a lot better. Just general communications, it's always good for a pilot. We're going to get perception signals, so we can see the signals on a ship. We can dock a lot easier, dock into spaceports, dock on the ground, or land on the ground, all that sort of stuff. And expertise fast fury, hammering down on the ability to fight while in a ship. And level 4, 6 plus 2, I went for strength. We've gone accuracy pistols. It's about time a lawman actually learned how to use pistols better. And we've done novice pistol style. So his specialization is a pilot. When you perform the burst of speed chase stunt, you get a +2 to your next chase test for 1 SP, +3 for 2 SP, and all that sort of stuff. It's going to mean if the party needs to get out or needs to capture someone, he's going to be the man to do it. So 6. We can see dexterity, remote operations, and piloting are pretty high end. Did I choose steering? Oh, that's weird. I chose steering instead of... I do that. I was not meant to get that one. My bad, sorry. Ah, wait a second. Yes, I was meant to get it. Steering. Okay, so I did not choose pistols. That's... Yeah, he didn't have accuracy pistols. He had strength steering, so that is steering heavier machinery. That's why I chose strength. I don't know why I put accuracy pistols. He already had it. So a lawman did have it. You. And now, novice pistol style, we had that. Fast Fury Expert. So the extra bonus on that is you gain 1 SP when rolling doubles on attack rolls while piloting. And then expertise is you gain a +1 bonus for ability tests covered by your narrow task. And if you fail a test, you can re-roll it. So really hammering down on being able to pilot. Hey, final one is the android. Level 2, we're going 6+2. We're getting more communications. Throughout the series, she kept improving her communications, sometimes through modding or, new software patches, sometimes just by observing. We're going to go dexterity piloting. This is going to show her ability to communicate with the Razor. And talent capacity slot is a computer implant. This just hammers down on the piloting, communication, that sort of stuff. She basically had a computer implant which gave her a software upgrade to give her better communications and allow her to pilot the Razor. She's not a shuttle pilot, although she can be, but she's the one that interfaces with the main ship. Level 2, 4+2, we're going down for more intelligence. We're going for strength might. She did get a bit stronger during this series. She really built up her strength and she had android strength. Yeah, she's an android. She had a lot of strength. And expert hacker. Then level 4, she gets 4 health again, or 6 health all up. And we're going back down to the communications path. We're choosing perception, exotic sensors. And this is a capacity slot, digital sensors. So she's got a new computer upgrade, which gives her the ability to perceive exotic matter. I mean, the show's called Dark Matter, so she can sense that. She can use the ship's sensors with more efficiency, all that sort of stuff. And that's why she needs communication. And her specialization is saboteur. Now, may seem a bit different. She didn't really sabotage things in the ship, but if you read it, it actually works for social situations, which is what she was studying. She would study human interaction, and with that, after 5 minutes, you can make a test with the appropriate skill. If successful, you get a +1 bonus on all other tests. There were points where she actually had to go in and imitate a human, and by watching humans a few times, she was like, okay, I now know how these people are acting, and she acted truly human with the show. So, the android. Here we go. We have digital sensors. You can record anything you sense, though not what you imagine, and you can store it externally to a digital storage with touch. And computer implants, implanted processors, advanced hardware, artificial brain tissue, blah blah blah, give you the benefits of a computer which you can operate by thought. Makes you twice as effective and gives you a 2-time force multiplier when making intelligence computer tests. So a 2-time force multiplier doubles the computers, which is currently sitting at 6 to 12. And we have expert hacker. This gives us, if you can use an intelligence computer focus instead of, nope, that's part of the normal one. If you fail a dexterity sabotage, electronics only, or intelligence computers test, you can re-roll it. So basically re-rolling intelligence computers test with the computer implants, that is going at a +12. There's really no reason. I mean, the minimum you can roll is a 15. So there's no reason you should ever fail computer tests anymore. And that is the crew. So thank you guys for watching. I do have to put a bit of stuff. Green Ronin have asked me to always point to their page, which I'm happy to do. They've released an amazing game, so visit greenronin.com. But at the moment, for another week, they have included the bundle of holding. They have 2 things, Dragon Age and Fantasy Age. So for $10, you can get the Fantasy Age core rulebook, Fantasy Age Beastry, 3 encounters, which the encounters are pretty cool, and the Game Master's kit. And if you get the bonus collection, which is upgraded a little bit, Then you get the Titan's Grave, Ashes of Valhalla, which was Will Wheaton's mod he done for Fantasy Age. It adds technology, robots, that sort of stuff into your Fantasy Age setting. You also get the Dragon Age set 1 through to 3, Blood and Ferelden, which I used on my last live stream to create a new game session, and the Dragon Age Dungeon Masters kit. So both of them, they are brilliant. I have both physical copies. They're awesome. If you go Modern Age, then for $20 you get the Modern Age Basic Rulebook and the Companion Guide. Those are the two key ones I'm using. You also get Threefold, which is basically set up for different planets, traveling to different planets through magical gates. It adds magic into it, it adds races into it, that sort of stuff. It would be nice if it had Lazarus, because that adds a dystopic technological future, but that's alright. You have the Enemies and Allies book. I can't tell you how good that is because I don't actually own that yet. And you get the Mission Wallflower, pretty decent mission. It's all about trying to find a special blade that many cults are trying to work through. And the Modern Age Game Masters kit, absolutely invaluable. Then the the upgraded level, you get the Expanse RPG, which kind of takes Modern Age and sets it in the Expanse universe. So it focuses, your three races are your Belters, your Martians, and your Earth people or humans. Um, yeah, the backgrounds, I think races and backgrounds are still the same, so they're your three primary. No, they're different. You have your races and now you have backgrounds. You also have the Game Master's kit, and you have two expansion books, which are basically campaign modules for it. So jump on, get these. They are absolutely amazing. As you can see, it does give you a price. Yeah, $84 for dollars worth of books, or $20 for $84 worth of books. And you go up to $30, then you'll get all of those as well. Dragon Age one, yeah, you go $24. That's not a lot at all. And you're going to get yourself an additional $71 worth of books for those. I would say it is completely worth it. Blood and Ferelden is really good. It's got a bunch of adventure seeds at the back, as well as 3 major campaigns in it. And Titan's Grave is really fun. Recommend watching the show. So, thank you guys for watching. This has been quite a fun little adventure. I did enjoy actually leveling up the characters this time. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. My channel's starting to grow really good. Like, yeah, I'm getting 2 or 3 new subscribers a day. I know it's not the big channels of thousands of subscribers per day, but I'm pretty happy with it. And yeah, the more you share it, the more you like it, the better the algorithms work. Also, if you guys could leave comments, I'll try and answer them. That helps build the algorithms. And of course, you can always join us on our Patreon page to help sponsor it, or visit us on Facebook, and in there we have links to our Discord page. But thank you guys for watching. I will make another episode next week for you. And yeah, I look forward to catching up with you guys next week.